Hey guys, welcome to Reddit Brew. Today for you, I have 3 lighthearted, funny little comeuppance Reddit stories. So let's jump into it. Parents told me that spending long amounts of time with any of their adult children is bad for their marriage. This is not an extremely egregious story, but I have to rant. Not looking for solutions, it is what it is. I, 26-year-old male, was recently told by my parents, late 50s, that I wouldn't be able to live with them for more than a night, even if I lost my job, because it's bad for their marriage. My sister, 29-year-old female, has a chronic illness that forces her to visit my parents for about 1 week at a time to see a specialist in our home city. My parents told me that even my sister spending a week with them is bad for their marriage, and they have to put an end to it. This whole conversation started because there might be a lapse in my lease, and I might not have a place to live for a few weeks in June. I own a travel trailer, so they said I could just live in that at a campground before my new lease starts. I was shocked that even if push came to shove, I wouldn't be able to land at their place for a short while. 2 years ago when COVID hit, my girlfriend and I were displaced. We crashed at a friend's place for 2 months because my parents, who literally own 2 houses, wouldn't allow us to stay at either. My mom told me then, "We would always let you stay with us, but we just can't house your partner as well. She's a talker." Okay. Whatever. My mom was newly sober, so I didn't think much of it. Well, 2 years later, here we are, and I am in fact not allowed to stay with them. I quoted my mom back to her. She called me manipulative, my dad shouted at me, and they both told me, "A lot has changed in the last 2 years. We are doing a lot better, and living with you is bad for our marriage. We can't live with you at all anymore, unless you become very sick or in severe debt." Welp, guess they're going straight to the nursing home if they live long enough. For more context, my mom is an alcoholic who has been sober for 2.5 years. My parents have seen the same therapist since, which seems fishy. Mother went from aggressively pushing antidepressants and anxiolytics on the whole family for years to staunchly hating all drugs. Shit like this makes me so grateful for the family I'm building with my girlfriend. The top comment on this story is exactly what I was thinking. Well, in their old age, you can tell them that they can't live with you because it would be bad for your marriage. I'd say this even if I was single and lived alone if my parents were like this. But you're saying absolutely awful for my marriage. I had my cousin's car towed from my driveway. So basically my cousin parked his car on my driveway and he's blocking my work truck. He parked on my driveway because he didn't have a residential parking permit to park on my street. However, he parked directly behind me instead of the other side. When we have a 4-car driveway, he left from the local airport to avoid paying for parking. The worst part is that he took his keys with him on his trip. Also, I couldn't squirm my way out either. I have a 2500 Denali and a classic in the garage that I wouldn't consider damaging for this inconvenience. Moreover, he didn't ask for my permission or even give a heads up. I literally woke up and saw him blocking my driveway, and I texted him to move his car. Then he told me he's in Texas and won't be back for a week. My cousin and I never established a real relationship. Our relationship is just superficial. Ultimately, I called my PD and had his shit towed. I don't intend on paying for this either. I have not notified my cousin about his car being towed. He can find this out Thursday. I'm sorry, but the audacity. Who does this to someone? Who blocks someone's car in for a week in their own driveway? Ay caramba. Entitled cousin definitely deserved to get towed. But knowing people like this, the cousin will still blame OP and play the victim. I can hear it now. "How could you get my car towed, man? You're such a dick, man. No one told me I couldn't park there." You know the ones. Jehovah's Witness keeps sending me mail, so I return the favor. The only good thing that came out of COVID was that door-to-door sales became extinct. Unfortunately, Jehovah's Witnesses just started mailing you the come to God letters. These were always disguised differently. Sometimes they looked like a simple letter, other times a bill, other times an overdue bill. I finally had it. If you were going to send me a new letter every week, I would make sure you would get one too. They had their mailing address and their email on the letter, so I signed them up for newsletters from the Satanic Church. I figured that might be too easy to get out of, so then I went nuclear. I signed them up for information from the Church of Scientology. I was hoping there was a comment, and I would have added that they wanted to meet Tom Cruise, but alas, except for a CAPTCHA, there was nothing. I understand it is impossible to get out of those Church of Scientology lists. The best thing about signing people up to Scientology mail dumps is that the Scientologists have to waste their money. Double the petty. No, it's Tom Cruise, not Tom Petty. I love when there's comments like this. Some people are just too clever. This is also why most of my friends are online. You people on the internet are just cooler. But anyways, that is all from me today. I hope you enjoyed these 3 mini stories. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I truly appreciate when you do, and I will see you in the next Reddit story. Bye!